toward those storms to the east. What I'm wanting to see here is, where we've had some, if you can see like the point where these storms are really kind of starting to generate and go. So let's swing that there, because there's a point, I think it's just a little bit to the right of this here, looking more toward Leland and Indianola at this point, where storms are just kind of developing right at that spot there, and they just kind of build up, and then the next batch starts there, kind of builds up as well. So I'm going to pan this up a little bit. And it doesn't look like anything impressive. 73 current temperature right now in the Greenville area. Again, showing the spot there where those storms are attempting to pop up and start developing, and we'll probably continue to do that. I want to go south of this. Maybe we'll even have a better shot there from Rolling Fork, again, south of where the main batch of thunderstorms here is really firing up. We'll see if I can swing this camera around to the north as well. Give me just a moment for that. So we'll look back. I'm going to look kind of north and east. Just give me a moment to swing that way. For one reason or another, it pans down before it does that. So we'll have to pan it right back up to maybe see. Oh, we're going to look right through a tower, aren't we? Can't win them all, right? Oh, well. That was a nice thought. So maybe if we go back a little bit more northwest, maybe we can see it that way. But it just doesn't look like we can get a good shot of the development there. But there's just kind of this point in the middle where those storms are starting to fire and develop. Pan that up a little bit higher. I was hoping we'd have it'd be a more visual look at that, but it's just not based on where we're at there, unfortunately. Come back over here on Mama Justice Doppler radar. So what I'm talking about here is there's this kind of spot out here closer to Indianola where storms are kind of forming, and then they expand eastward from there. I mean, if you just watch the loop, it's almost like if that were a spigot, that would be where all the rain kind of starts. I'll make this a 3-hour loop. Somewhere in here, right? Boom, more storms, boom, more storms, boom, more storms. Exact same spot there. Kind of a boundary, a point where we've had the more unstable air. And so this is where the lifting mechanism is starting to fill in more, and more storms are kind of coming in from the west as a result of that as well. So it's a combination of all these things that will increase the likelihood of us having some rainfall and thunderstorms. And in some cases, that will lead to severe thunderstorms over the next 30 to 45 minutes or so. But Louisville is kind of in the heart of one of those right now, with a storm moving in on kind of the southwest portion of town. This whole area here is extremely heavy rainfall from time to time. There will be some large hail in this, and it's possible that hail could exceed an inch in size. Gabe has looked at this. We're going to look at this again here on Mama Justice Doppler radar. I'll see if I can get it to do 3D, and then we'll slice into it. And kind of through cutting through this here, get an idea of how high that hail is. Height and how high that heavy precipitation is makes a big difference on the intensity of the storm. So as I kind of slide through this here, the western one is the stronger for sure, kind of on the southwest side. So we'll then go 2D on it, but that's the part here that's more likely to kind of go over top of Louisville there. That one is not as intense, despite the fact they look pretty similar at ground level. So let's go back 2D on this. Yep. So as you can see, the part back here closer to Kerr still has a bit more of that hail aloft with it as it's moving in. So it's cleared that. Let's go back here to regular rainfall mode. And now let's put it more on the short-term loop here to make sure we have the best angle possible on this. But for Louisville, as Gabe mentioned, hopefully we've moved that car in. There will be at least some hail with this moving into Louisville within the next couple of minutes here. So Winston County under that severe thunderstorm warning until 8:45. As a result, current time is coming in at 7:40. So we'll put that, newest track, latest track on here. And really, as I mentioned a moment ago, it's that part that's a little behind this toward Kerr that is the most intense part of this. And we've been going about 40 miles per hour on these. I have not double checked the speed on one here in the last little bit. Probably need to do that, just double check the speed. But you can see Louisville, again, within 4 minutes. We're talking middle part of Louisville there. And that's what that indicates, is the middle part of town. So when it arrives at that point there. And they are going on that 35 miles per hour. So between 35 and 40. So we're still pretty good on the timing there. So Center Reg at 746, 748 there, and Estes Boone at 754. But as far as wind is concerned, again, no rotation of significance, probably some straight line winds with this as well, kind of the wind-driven hail. And with that latest update there, it's pretty much in town now, west of there, just west of Highway 25, with that part that's right there near Rome, probably producing the largest hail. Our True Shield hail swath kind of looks at the track of hail, and it's been pretty consistent where we've been seeing that large hail potential out of this for a while. I don't know if we've done some all clears in a little bit here, but obviously the hail threat from that initial wave through Ethel and the northern part there of Itala County, but additional thunderstorms back west. And one of the factors is that the heavy rainfall will really accumulate in some spots. If I look at some of the estimations over the last 24 hours, and there is some hail contamination in this where basically hail kind of overdoes it on how heavy this is. But some decent spots there where we're seeing 2 or more inches of rainfall potentially, or a combination of rain plus hail in there with these. So this is really kind of added up in some locations to quite a bit of heavy rainfall on top of